r/place was a social experiment first hosted by Reddit in April 2017. During the event, users were presented with a canvas of 1 million pixels in various colors which they could place every 5 minutes. Working together and against one another, users competed for territory. Factions formed and communities collaborated to leave their mark on the canvas. 5 years later, and 4 rather lackluster Reddit events later, r/place returned bigger than ever. Many millions more people participated. The canvas grew in size mid-event. More colors were added. It was the return of r/place, but also something completely different from 2017's humble beginnings. That brings us to the start of 2023's wild journey. The story I share comes from the perspective of one relatively small faction, the Bronies. We have a long history of participating in the past 2 events, and I highly suggest watching my videos about them. March 14th. Snake Room confidently reveals that the next social experiment is r/place again. r/place 2022 was codenamed Hot Potato.
Hot potato, hot potato.
2023's upcoming event was Garlic Bread. Turns out, if you load up the URL of the r/place logo, change out the codenames, the new Garlic Bread experiment also uses the Place logo. A new element on the Reddit navigation bar includes the text, "Place your tile." Enabling this new navigation element with a Tamper Monkey script reveals the r/place embed, also loaded from a Garlic Bread URL. There's also new references to Garlic Bread's use of a timer cooldown and next available pixel. So far, this evidence is compelling, but still within the realm of coincidence. That doesn't stop the most dedicated Place factions from preparing just in case, though. Snake Room is so certain of this announcement, one member promises to eat a sock if r/place doesn't happen again. March 16th. The r/place Bronies Discord server is created. The previous 2 events were hosted on a Bronies server by the name of Main Chat. They didn't want the chaos of last year's Place again, so the new server was created with their blessing. March 17th. Micahrific, developer and active member of a Place-inspired community, uploads a video explaining the Snake Room findings.
What we can do is go to this hot potato GIF and change it to garlic bread. And this garlic bread loader, you'll notice, is the same GIF. Tamper Monkey script here, this Tamper Monkey script made by the Snake Room, that if I enable it, now we have this navigation bar and we've set this link to be r/place. We'll notice that it adds this embed. And we'll notice this embed, garlicbread.reddit.com, and this functionality all just exists already. This all implies that the next, Reddit April Fool's experiment is going to be r/place.
March 20th. The Garlic Bread logo changes to a defunct Reddit streaming service. The logo change may have been coincidental, or it may have been done intentionally to troll those of us who were digging too deep. March 24th. Bronies host their first public moderator meeting in preparation for the event. However, that same day, big news would break elsewhere. A member of Reddit's moderator council leaks this UI mockup showing a new iteration of Place. The art itself is from 2017, but the UI appears to be unique. The subreddit pinning feature is new, and the subreddit used in the mockup is run by a designer at Reddit. This news alone isn't too surprising, since people were already expecting Place to return by this point. But what does come as a surprise is the date they claim. June 23rd, Reddit's anniversary. This leak goes largely ignored because April 1st is just around the corner, and that's the day Reddit always does something. The leak posts are quietly deleted and forgotten by most. March 25th. Bronies first joined the April Knights Peace Alliance Discord server. While Snake Room seems more like a group of enthusiastic hackers eager to push limits, April Knights is structured more like a secret society with emphasis on democratic selection of leadership and social order. Anyway, April Knights operates the Peace Alliance, which is a group of factions eager to cooperate on r/place. Bronies stood little chance of actually being voted into the alliance, but participating in this server would help ensure we stayed out of the way of larger factions. March 27th. Bronies begin accepting submissions for pixel art. March 28th. Only 93 hours left. On this day last year, Reddit made an announcement about r/place. This year, no such announcement was made. March 30th. 42 hours left. Reddit makes a recap post detailing previous April events. The post itself doesn't refer to anything about this year's event, but something strange was noticed on Discord. The preview image is potatoes.
Hot potato, hot potato.
Could this be a reference to Hot Potato, last year's codename for Place? March 31st, 18 hours left. Reddit announces that there is no April Fool's event. Wait, what? Yep, no event this year apparently. Nobody buys it. Reddit does an event every year. Even if they somehow weren't doing r/place, they'd still be doing something. Surely Reddit was keeping quiet because they wanted Place to be a surprise. They just got done detailing the many years of events yesterday after all. Additionally, the first letter of each line in this new announcement spells "Find It." This spurs on more speculation that they have special plans for r/place, perhaps by hiding it behind some kind of scavenger hunt. Also on this day, Bronies conclude their poll for artwork, bringing back Salute Dashi from last year, along with a new version of the book, which opens to reveal a slideshow of notable moments from the show. The morning of April 1st. Bronies gather after an Every Pony ping to share a spreadsheet for our initial placement. Bronies would use this spreadsheet to quickly figure out what pixels go where on the canvas. Meanwhile, Reddit creates a new subreddit by the name of r/Schrodingers. This refers to the quantum mechanics thought experiment of a cat inside a box which is both dead and alive simultaneously. In other words, Reddit's own April Fool's event is both dead and alive until observed. Long story short, it ends up being an alternate reality game, or ARG, during which an image is posted every 4 hours with some kind of riddle. Spoiler alert, solving all of the puzzles reveals this video purported to reveal the secret at the heart of Reddit.
Access granted.
It's a potato. It wasn't about the hot potato codename at all. It was just a joke about lousy computer hardware being a vegetable. Obviously, r/place did not occur April 1st, 2023. In fact, Reddit didn't host a big event at all, just this underwhelming ARG.
It was a really bad ARG. We spent most of the time playing Jackbox.
But the story does not end here. April 2nd. The obligatory "I guess Place isn't happening" announcement is made to the Brony server. April 3rd. Russian social media website VK hosts their own version of Place by the name of Pixel Battle. About 700 members of MLPP, a Russian Brony group, sees great success in the event, with some members of the English-speaking server also joining in. Brony involvement was so successful that MLPP was able to survive streamer attacks and maintain a ridiculously massive portion of the canvas until the end. Honestly, if you want a happy ending, just pretend the story ends here. April 5th. Snake Room drops an insane bombshell of a discovery. They were able to view the actual r/place canvas and even place their own pixels by brute forcing an API. Seen here are large squares used by Reddit to censor inappropriate material, and of course, their own suspicious pixel art. There are a couple Reddit employees in the Snake Room Discord server, so this hole was quickly patched up, but the implications of r/place actually being accessed only further excites those who are already preparing. April 1st may have come and gone with no real event, but things are just starting to get interesting for r/place. April 6th. Micahorific uploads another video recapping recent discoveries.
While looking in the source code, we also found some interesting stuff, including a link to an event test under the name Place. Also, Reddit seemed to have noticed that we found the loading GIF with the new codename, so they changed it to an RPAN GIF. However, at the same time, they rehosted all of the r/place assets from last year under the new garlic bread codename. The embed on the desktop client experiment started actually using the loading icon. Wait, Reddit has the r/place GraphQL API online. We got the current state of the canvas. And it's on the new garlic bread codename link. Oh wait, the CDN is back up under a different name. It's got all the assets again, including the loading icon and a bunch of sound. These assets show that they were modified on April 4th. Odd.
April 7th. After dropping something as massive as essentially hacking into the r/place canvas, Snake Room pieces out and closes their server. Apparently they're only active during Reddit's April Fool's events. April 18th. A completely unassuming announcement about Reddit's upcoming changes to their API. Surely this will have no relevance to this story whatsoever. Also on this day, a Reddit admin account makes a mysterious test post relating to r/place. April 25th. Another bombshell drops. Micahorific discovers new UI elements buried in the code of an app update. The UI perfectly matches the mockup leak from March. May 11th. The subreddit pinning feature first seen in the mockup leak is discovered in the app. Suddenly, the leaker's claim of a June 23rd release date seems very credible. Micahorific's new Discord server shares updates at a rapid pace. Today, there's a discovery of a notification prompt to know about Canvas expansions and other significant updates. May 13th. Micahorific creates an I Told You So channel on her Discord server with the plan of compiling remarks from doubters and skeptics so that when Place returns, all of these people could be messaged I Told You So. May 15th. The r/plays Community Explorer remains hidden to the public but becomes functional behind the scenes. May 22nd, more big news. The r/plays icon becomes Snoo, Reddit's mascot, and in pixelated form while wearing a party hat. This is the first official hint of the event taking place during Reddit's anniversary. Now, even some of the most steadfast skeptics are convinced that r/plays is returning June 23rd. June 8th. Reddit's aforementioned API changes spark outrage. The previously free API is now demanding millions of dollars from third-party apps, effectively shutting them down. Lots of things used to access Reddit are affected, including accessibility tools for blind people and moderation tools used by the volunteers that keep Reddit alive in the first place. Basically, this angers everyone. Protest art is planned for r/plays, with some even speculating that the canvas may be blacked out completely in protest. June 9th. The infamous Ask Me Anything disaster. Reddit CEO Steve Huffman, also known as Spez, makes a feeble attempt to answer questions from the community. He ends up ignoring the most important issues while responding with only a few unhelpful and often downright insulting answers. Naturally, people become even more outraged as the future of Reddit itself is questioned. June 12th. Thousands of subreddits, including some of the biggest on Reddit and a couple Brony subs, participate in a blackout protest by going private. Casual users looking for tech support or memes are blocked by messages of protest across the site. The protest is so large, it affects almost 3 billion non-unique Reddit subscribers. The blackout was so unprecedented that Reddit's servers even crashed briefly. June 13th. Reddit CEO Steve Huffman writes an internal memo to employees letting them know that the protest isn't likely to affect profits and that they expect the protest to pass soon. Also on this day, placeholders are removed from the r/plays Community Explorer. This is interpreted as a sign that Reddit plans to move forward with r/plays despite the massive protests. June 14th. The Peace Alliance begins the voting process to accept Bronies. At first, Bronies see heavy opposition from a handful of members. The full story is too complicated to summarize briefly, but the point is, some people take one look at Bronies' use of autoclickers and write us off completely without considering the context of Bronies' social involvement or history of Reddit themselves allowing such tools. r/plays is a social experiment after all, so for a large group like the Peace Alliance to enforce their own laws of sorts, specifically against the use of autoclickers, it's all just part of the game. June 16th. Peace Alliance negotiations reach a tipping point. Acting quickly, one lone moderator of the Brony server jumps in to promise Bronies will abandon autoclickers as a last-minute attempt to sway votes. The other Alliance members seem to accept this, and the voting process begins to favor Bronies. Except for one problem. This lone moderator didn't consult anyone before making this so-called executive decision. The Brony mod team frantically discussed the issue and was ultimately faced with two choices. We could back down from this promise and permanently damage our relationship with the Alliance. Or we could double down on our mission of friendship and accept the perks of being part of a large alliance at the expense of changing how our tools work. Perhaps the benefit of leaving an auto-clicker running overnight could be outweighed by the power of friendship. Either way, if we back out now, we risk burning that bridge. This marked the beginning of a major shift in the Brony leadership structure, as it became clear no one person should be making these kinds of decisions. Ultimately, the mod team decided to stick to the Alliance promise, although there were plenty of people who disagreed with the decision, including myself at the time. June 17th. Bronies are formally voted into the Peace Alliance after days of negotiation and lots of internal strife. Also on this day, Bronies host another public mod meeting where we discuss various matters, including the Alliance vote. By this point, most mods were either in agreement or decided to go along with it for the greater good of the faction. It's not like there was anything stopping us from leaving the Alliance if we really wanted to. June 18th. The Peace Alliance vote is announced to the entire Brony server. There is some backlash from Bronies who fear giving up our bots is an unfair compromise. About a dozen or so people responded with thumbs down emoji, but that in itself wasn't a problem. No, the real problem was that an unknown moderator was deleting these negative emoji and sparking accusations of censorship. Inevitably, this led to the creation of a secret splinter server where Brony botters could gather. There were only about a dozen or so in this server at the time, but the potential harm of Bronies already becoming divided was undeniable. Also on this day, the Council of Friendship is formed. This is the new Brony server leadership team and would be in charge of ensuring big decisions are handled properly moving forward. June 20th, 73 hours before the speculated launch. The Brony clone of r/place, named Main Place, is shared with the Brony server as a place to practice and get excited before the true main event. The website is also shared with our new fellow Alliance members to practice alongside us. June 22nd. 20 hours before the speculated launch. A Place Eve announcement is made to the Brony server. June 23rd, 7 hours before the speculated launch. With the Alliance on our side, collaborative art ready, extremely powerful overlay script which handled everything except for the act of clicking itself, and a backup spreadsheet just in case the overlay fails, Bronies were ready for Pixel War 3. The event began at 9 a.m. Eastern Time last year, so that's what we were counting down to. While waiting, Bronies continued practicing on Main Place. You already know how this story ends, but the slow descent into madness during my all-day livestream is definitely a story in itself. The fact they haven't made a post about their anniversary is actually really good news. If they were just going to make a generic post about their anniversary, they would have done so by now, right? But no, they're waiting. They're waiting to reveal something. The first speculated time came and went. Okay, I guess we'll hang out for a couple hours until a time Reddit was known for launching new things. The speculation for noon was something to do with working hours at Reddit in Pacific time. That hour came and went as well. Suppose we should count down to the top of every hour then, just in case. And there is an extremely high chance that today is the day. I'd put it at like an 80% chance right now. I'm at like 40%. I don't think it's happening today. Hour after hour came and went. Then, almost 7 hours into the live stream, an unexpected twist. We have intel. Someone says the canvas loaded for them for a moment, but then it went away. Were we simply becoming delirious and seeing mirages of the Place canvas? Could you describe for us once more what you saw without any modifications?
Like I said, it was something close to 2022 button to open the canvas.
That is hilarious. We've been here for almost 7 hours, and we're starting to see the canvas. We're back to this, guys. We're back. Is it really possible some weird technical glitch or act of Reddit trolling allowed this person to see the canvas? I want to believe. 9 hours after the speculated launch. I wish I had a more fun way to end this. I guess we'll end it with Derpy. Derpy overshadowed my live streaming anyway. You guys were giving her more super chats than me, I think. The official, well, I guess it's not happening, announcement is made to the Brony server. Bronies shift focus to Main Place and work on various pixel arts together. June 24th, 24 hours after the speculated time. Micarific renames her I Told You So channel to You Told Me So. The Snake Room member slithers away, leaving their sock uneaten. The Brony server creates a new role named NoPlace Survivor. The server enters hibernation, ready for a call to action at the first sign of a new event. Even if it ends up being another bust, at least we can say, we were ready. One can only speculate why r/place didn't happen. Personally, I think Reddit fully intended to celebrate their anniversary, June 23rd, but canceled last minute after the API backlash overshadowed any cause for celebration. That's just my guess though. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out my hour-long deep dive of 2022's event. Take care and pony on.